Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing good. I got a story out of Market Watch I wanted to go over with you, and it's about the housing market and how it is starting to go into it, what they are calling a sustained slowdown or a sustained softening, sorry. So without further ado, here we go. So it says right here, economists expected that the pace of new home construction and building permitting will drop to start off the year. It says the numbers of U.S. home builders started construction on homes at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 1.64 million in January. That represent roughly a 4% decrease from the previous month and compared with January's 2021. However, housing starts were up nearly 1%. Really interesting, huh? It's really weird how they throw these numbers at you. Like, they make bad news seem good now. It says permitting for new homes occurred at seasonally adjusted annual rate of 1.9 million, which is up nearly 1% compared with December and at the pace a year ago. So that's good. Now, guys, I want you to remember too, when these data points were coming out, mortgage rates were up a little slightly, but like 3.25%, 3.5%, not anywhere near what we just saw happen where 30-year mortgage rates are between 4.25% and 4.5%. Just an absolute meteoric rise just in that amount of time. So you have to take this information with a grain of salt, right? So it was already starting to slow down in January. It says, what I want to show you here. What happened? This is what they said. This is what happened. New construction activity declined for both single family and multifamily projects nationwide. On a regional basis, there was more variation. It says in the Northwest, housing starts rose overall, but single family starts fell by nearly 26%. That's a pretty staggering number, actually. Meanwhile, in the West, both total housing and starts and single family starts increased upwards of 15%. So now think about this. You saw in the Northeast, these new home starts fell drastically, 26%. In the West, they rose 15%. Well, that makes sense because the West is still having this massive bubble blowing up, right? Popping, as it actually is. And that's what's funny. We always see that. The hottest markets stay hot, but as they start to cool down, that's when the whole world goes, oh crap, what are we doing? What's wrong? It's when those hot markets, the ones that everyone's used to going up, right? Everyone's sort of used to California blowing up and Florida blowing up and New York blowing up. Well, New York's blowing up, but in a different way. And my point being is that this information I'm giving you, this is technically about a month old. So what do you think about that? I mean, we have never seen interest rates on a mortgage go up that fast, that high. It's absolutely blowing my mind. Now, this is something else that most people don't realize. The Fed had nothing to do with it. It's directly. They did not raise the Fed funds rate. They threatened, oh, we're going to do it. That's all it is threats, because you know you can't do it. So we're going to do it. We promise we're going to do it. Yet they're buying the same amount of mortgage-backed securities in February as they were last month, even though they said, hey, we're drastically going to reduce our balance sheet. No, you're not. You are reducing your treasuries. Good for you. Score. But you're not doing that on mortgage-backed securities. Why? Because you know the banks are now pretty much holding you hostage. The banks are holding the Fed hostage, and they're saying, hey, we're going to jack up mortgage rates and we're going to jack up points on these new mortgages because we don't believe this is actually going to sustain. We don't believe that it's a good bet to keep loaning out money for people to buy homes at these crazy valuations. So what are we going to do? We're going to get them for higher fees and higher percentage rates, interest rates. That's it. They're showing you right now. They're going to take down the market, and they know what they're doing because they know that as you add higher interest rates and more fees to these homes, you're going to drastically slow down the real estate market. If you slow down the real estate market, then that wealth effect, that image in everybody's head that I'm super wealthy, I'm a millionaire because I have, my house is worth $1 million and I paid, $100,000 for it a while ago. Boop, it's gone. Because as it starts coming down, more houses hit the market, because I just saw it myself. You saw that one house that I was outbid by $100,000 on, which is absolutely ludicrous. It's not worth it. What literally happened? That neighborhood, 4 or 5 more homes hit the market at just about the exact same amount that house went into escrow for. And what's happening right now? They're all sitting. So that one sold in, a few days at $100,000 over ask. 4 or 5 more popped up right there, like within a couple streets away, literally within a week. And they're all still there. Why? Because they're not worth it. And what's funny is that house that went for 100 grand over ask, that was the only one in the neighborhood, right? So slim pickings. Now you got 400% more homes on the market for that same price, and people are like, I don't know about this. You know, it's like, and they got their choice. So it's crazy thinking how fast this is evolving. And do I think it's going to get worse? Yes, I do, because I think you're going to see even more homes just slam onto the market in the next 6 to 8 weeks. What's that going to do? Some are still going to get bought up because people are freaking out and they can't think longer term. They're just thinking about right now. They can't stop. They can't help themselves. Well, I've been waiting so long. How long have you been waiting? Well, 2 years. I'm like, come on, you could do 2 years on your head. Most people can't, actually. So I just want to bring you that story because it's really interesting to me that you know, the data points are changing so fast. Things are starting to hit so quickly that this is what gets exciting about investing in real estate, because as you watch all the panic and all the craziness around you, you just sort of go, you know, I'm just going to choose not to be a part of that crowd. I'm just going to chill and wait. I got my dry powder off to the side, and I'm going to go crush it. You guys are going to crush it. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. The Economic Ninja is out.